Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Vinyl Lounge Montreal. My name is Olivier, and I have a special guest with me today. Mr. Pete Noth is in the lounge. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing great.
It's nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Pete is here to talk about a special event that's coming to the West Island soon, and we're actually, so I'm going to tell you, we're doing this outside. You've probably seen a few videos. Most of the videos are inside, but this is going to be an outdoor event, and I thought it was a beautiful day in Montreal. Why not sit outside and work on our tan?
Yep. Absolutely.
I gotta
How do you think I get?
I gotta catch up to this
Not
guy.
by accident.
He's always on vacation. So welcome to the lounge, Pete.
Thank you. Love to be here.
So, like I mentioned, there is an incredible event coming up in like almost 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks, May 24th.
May 24th, and there's some great artists for a good cause. So, Pete, tell me about the event, please.
So it'll be an outdoor event. It's called Jamboree, and it's produced by the Lindsay Place Alumni Foundation and our Concert for Compassion series. So we've been doing this for a few years now, and this is an upgrade to what we've been doing.
This is a notch above, you're saying?
It's a notch above.
So you've been doing a few little shows at
McAllen's Pub.
McAllen's Pub,
yeah,
where the event is going to take place, but this one's outside.
They've all been outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see it as a kickoff to summer. So this is perfect that we're doing this interview outdoors because the show is the kickoff to summer. It's May 24th. And so we've had some pretty good success in the last couple of years. And you know, it's been on my bucket list to invite Blue Rodeo to come and play on the West Island in a kind of an intimate setting, like a grassroots kind of an event. But they're kind of big. So I invited Jim Cuddy and Ann Lindsay. Which
is a violinist, right? She tours with him. I think.
She tours with the
She's actually on tour with him now. Sorry.
Yeah, she tours with the band, and
I'm losing these amazing. Well, I'll show you these after, but sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no. So I invited Jim, and he accepted, and so we've spent the last few months organizing this, and
You've been chatting it up with him and organizing.
Ready to go.
And, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
So it's for a good cause, right?
Yes, of course. Always, everything we do is for the community. And this one is no exception. This year it's a little bit bigger. So we're going to be supporting Teresa Dellar Palliative Care in Kirkland, and Dreams Take Flight, and also Shriners Hospital for Children. So I can explain more about those later if
cool, but
if we have a minute.
Just the fact that it's for a good cause is amazing.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Because we pay a lot of money for tickets going to see shows, but it usually all goes to the artist and the promoter and all that. But now...
Well, I have to emphasize that 100% of the money that we raise goes to the charities. We don't pay any salaries. I beg, borrow, and steal as much as equipment.
So the artists are just coming for that event,
well, Jim Cuddy, I have to pay Jim Cuddy.
You gotta give a few dollars
I have to give him
a few bucks and a little love.
Yeah, although he's donating to the charity.
That's amazing.
He's donating to the charity. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say how much, but he is definitely.
No, we don't need to talk money.
His contribution,
absolutely,
which is an amazing contribution actually, and the people who are setting up the stage and the PA, the sound system, they're all volunteers. As much as I can get away with.
That's amazing.
You know, people see me coming and they know I'm going to ask them for a favor.
All right, there you go. So you've been working on this for a while?
I started in the fall, like October, November, just to get things rolling, and I really made the push in January and February.
Moving forward, that's it. Let's go.
Let's organize.
All in.
Everything's in, and this last 4 weeks to the show, I've been doing all the heavy advertising.
So I heard the advertisement on CHOM, which is really cool. And actually, CHOM FM is going to be hosting this event?
Yeah, Shaorn, Hyland, and Bilal.
Well, that's amazing.
We'll be hosting. Yeah.
I love Bilal. He's such a riot. So, all right, is that a new addition or that was planned?
No, well, I've asked Shaorn, or she volunteered to host the show a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And then Bilal jumped on this
on the wagon.
Yeah, and there he is.
Well, that's amazing. So, man, we'll get to hang out a bit with Bilal and the gang from CHOM.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're getting a lot of help from CHOM. They've been really good to us. Randy Renault has been chatting us up, and Tom Whalen has been helping me with the press release and all that stuff. Trudy Mason interviewed me a couple of weeks ago, so I'm getting a lot of help.
I heard your voice in that CHOM promo.
Yeah.
You're explaining it very clearly. What's going on, what's coming up, and all that. Was the other guy Bilal there?
That was Bilal.
That was Bilal, exactly. Yeah, that was amazing. And then I guess Jane Shaorn are also everybody at CHOM is pitching in.
They've been really good to us. I love them.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
And so back to the event. It's called the Jamboree.
Jamboree. Yeah.
So what is that about?
So Jamboree is an old event from the cachette. I don't know if you remember the cachette back in the day.
I'm not a West Islander, so I would not remember. But I've heard of the cachette, but I've never been.
Cachette was an amazing roadhouse bar, played bands all the time. And they had a summer event, the late 90s, early 2000s, called Jamboree, and it was a fundraiser for a particular individual. And that went on for a few years, and then it ended I don't know, I think the last one was 2010. And the bar closed subsequently, and nothing happened. So when I started doing this concert series a few years ago, I said, I think I'm going to revive the name Jamboree, just to remember the old folks that started out years ago. And Dreams Take Flight was very involved with Jamboree as well. So it kind of tied in with all the things we're doing. And the Concert for Compassion series that I named, the whole umbrella, I came up with that because I do a lot of event planning for charity. 90% of what I do is for charity, and 10% is me making a living.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, I'm burning the candle at three ends and in the middle. That's how the name Jamboree came about.
That's amazing.
And
bringing back some nostalgia to the West Island. For a place that has a lot of history in music. Exactly. And for a lot of people that from that era that are probably going to hear about it and show up at this show.
I hope so. My whole idea behind these series is to be not too big, be small enough that everybody gets a chance to participate. It's not too expensive. Everybody can be close enough to the stage. They can see Jim and interact. Yeah. So it's as grassroots as I can possibly be.
It's going to be an intimate venue.
Yeah,
which is
very inclusive.
What everybody really wants. When I went recently to Talus. Talus is quite intimate, right? Or I went here in a show in Lachine. We like those small venues where we feel almost on stage with the artist, and I think that's my goal.
That's the goal. Yeah, that's my goal.
And this is the first, right? The first big summer.
Well, last year we did. We had the same thing. We had about 8 bands playing. Similar bands. We headlined with one of these nights, the tribute to the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah.
And that worked out so well. And as I said, it's been on my bucket list to invite Jim and Blue Rodeo.
Because first of all, you're a huge fan.
A huge fan, and
you've seen them.
I've seen them when they first played in Montreal in 1987 at Quai Seurat. 87 or 88, they played at Quai Seurat, and then after that, early 90s, I think around 1990, they played at Bourbon North.
We probably crossed paths because I was there a few times. I don't remember all the shows I've seen there.
I've seen every single one.
You've seen all of the Blue Rodeo?
Every time.
Because they were a regular there.
Whenever they've been there, whenever they played Place des Arts, if it's the Jim Cuddy band, Jim and his son Devin, whenever they've played, Blue Rodeo's played in Newfoundland, they've played in upstate New York in Malone. I've gone to see them every time. And I do have a connection to them in Newfoundland. My best friend, her husband was the trainer for the St. John's Maple Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs farm team.
Okay. Yeah.
And Jim Cuddy is a huge hockey fan.
He's a Leafs fan?
Well, yeah, he's from Toronto.
Oh. God damn Leafs!
So whenever the band went to Newfoundland, Nick would get him tickets to go see the hockey games. So he would give tickets to Nick's wife whenever they came to Montreal to go see the shows.
Yeah.
And of course, we're good friends, so she took me along. So there's a few times we were backstage and we drank on the bus. Shared a glass of wine with him on the tour bus. So I kind of know him a little bit, as much as
So that's the connection.
That's the connection.
That's amazing.
And I've loved the music. The music's been a part of my life.
Yeah.
Bad Timing is the story of my life. It couldn't be worse.
Yeah.
And I just love I love Jim's down to earth hominess. He's just a nice guy, and
a true Canadian, huh?
True Canadian. You can read it. You can see in his body language. He's just a really nice guy. He's right there with you wherever he is.
I sense he is at peace with the world, and even if he would if something would come up, he deals with it peacefully. I watched him. I follow him on social media.
Yeah.
I sense a great energy from this.
I imagine he's like that in his private life as well.
You can sense that.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So we got Jim Cuddy. So what's the lineup? What's the day? It starts at 3.
Well, the doors open at 3.
People are welcome to start coming at 3.
Coming in, get your place set up, and
at McAllen's.
At McAllen's. I will allow. We've left enough space that everybody can bring a small lawn chair or a camping chair.
Okay.
It'd be better if you didn't, but there's enough space. So
if the people are going to spend 9 hours there, they might want to have
a little grass area there that they can set up. So
Okay,
they'll
cool.
come at 3:00 to set up. Old Soul will open at 4.
So they're on stage at 4.
They're on stage at 4.
I love Old Soul, by the way.
They're
We
just fantastic.
spoke about it. I have their album right here.
They're
This album was delivered specially at home by Peter, the guitarist. So Loretta and the Gang, incredible album here,
Yeah.
Old Soul. And when you see these guys live, he's worked with them.
Yeah.
He's seen them multiple times. We were just talking about it before we started this, and Pete and I are big fans of Old Soul.
These two young bands are up and coming, and they're going somewhere.
Tatum Quinn.
Tatum Quinn.
So it's Old Soul followed by.
Yeah, Old Soul will go on from 4 till roughly 5.
Cool.
Tatum Quinn will go on from, let's say, 5:30 till about 6:30.
Yeah.
And Tatum Quinn and Old Soul are my 2 favorite local young bands.
You've booked them multiple times?
Yeah, they've played for me many times, and produced by another good friend of ours, Rad Crasto.
Okay, there you go.
And he's actually playing at the end of the night in the 5.
So Rad is the one, Peter was telling me, Rad is the one that produced this album from Old Soul, and he's a very talented musician.
Yeah, he's in a Tragically Hip tribute band, and they'll play indoors at McAllen.
At the end,
9:30, 10 o'clock. They'll be
closing up the party. So
closing out the party. Yeah,
making sure people can't drive home.
Exactly. Well, I hope not. Jim hits the stage around 7.
7 for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, he'll play as long as he wants. He'll play an hour and a half, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Whatever.
So I would think so. I have one of his albums. This is his last album from 2024. I spun this like 3-4 times already since I got it. Here's Jim right here. You'll recognize him. This is an incredible. He released this I think at the end of 2024, and you get a bit of. It's his personal album, but you get the vibe and you recognize that voice from Blue Rodeo. Which is he'll probably play a few songs from Blue Rodeo. I would think.
He absolutely will.
So his personal stuff, some Blue Rodeo stuff.
Yeah.
Old Soul, Tatum Quinn.
Yeah, it's a
and
really
Five
good
Pistols
bill. People may not realize it because we're billing it as an evening with Jim Cuddy, but they're getting 4 really, really talented bands, and it's a full day. It's really worth the money. It's not just a few bucks for a great artist. It's a few bucks for 4 great
Four,
artists.
and it's for a good cause. And speaking of good cause, so the people that don't have their tickets yet, where can they get them?
They can get them at www.lpaf.ca.
I'll be putting the link below all the posts through all of our social media. Yeah. Make sure you go check it out. If you go on this page, the first event that comes up, you'll see the picture is Jim right there. You just go below. And if you can't make it, if you're out of town, remember this is for a good cause. There's a link where you can donate to the cause, right?
Absolutely.
Which is amazing.
That would be.
And look at this. So this is I'm lucky. I got a few posters like this brought to me by Pete. I'll try to put these, well, I might keep one for myself, or maybe not. I got 3 here. I'll be putting them in strategic places here in the West Island.
I'll get one for you signed by Jim.
That'd be amazing. I'll frame that. I'll frame that and put that in my office because I'm a huge fan. And this might be the beginning of something. Hey, this is the goal, right?
Yeah.
It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, of that stature,
yeah,
it's something.
Right at this level, it's nice.
Produced by North. That's him, man. And I'm lucky to have this guy as a friend. We don't see each other because he's very busy, very, very busy. But I'm happy. I met Pete a few years ago. He's also a musician. You're a sound engineer. You do a bit of everything.
I do a little
sound
bit of
tech.
sound.
He does a bit of everything. So he's a music guy, and when he talks music and books music, he knows what he's talking about. So this is exciting. Pete, thank you so much, man.
Thank you,
for
brother.
coming here.
Yeah,
guys, I'll be posting all the links below. Hope you you follow. I'll put the link to Pete's page and to the event, and make sure you go down and check it out. All right.
Thank you. Come on out and support us.
Take care, guys. See you soon.